Hi folks, it's Gary here with your Blue Nose Bulletin for Monday the 5th of August 2024 here on the 4th Officials YouTube channel. A very warm welcome and thanks for joining us. On today's show, we've got all the latest news coming out of today's press conference held in Poland ahead of tomorrow's massive Champions League qualifying match against Dynamo Kyiv. The news from today's draw, should Rangers get past Dynamo Kyiv for the playoff round, the route to the Champions League, and news regarding Ianis Hagi's Rangers future. But first, the main headline coming out of the game at the weekend at Tynecastle was another injury to Colombian winger Oscar Cortes, who, if you remember, went off just after half-time following a clash with the Hearts defender Gerald Taylor. Now, news coming out of the Rangers camp today stating that the injury to Cortes is going to keep him out of action for roughly around 4 to 5 weeks. So not the greatest of news considering Cortez missed a huge chunk of the end of last season following his loan move from Racing Club Lens, which was renewed for this season, with Rangers having an obligation to buy Cortez for in the region of around about €4 million at the end of the season. And with big games coming up, European qualifiers and an Old Firm game on the horizon, the absence of Cortez certainly will be felt. Someone who we were all very excited about seeing this season, and the fact that he's going to be missing now for some big games over the course of the next 4 or 5 weeks is a big blow not only to the club but also to the player himself. Other injury news, Nico Rashkin, who obviously picked up that injury to his ankle in pre-season. We're expecting him to be back in training within the next kind of 2 weeks or so. So again, certainly not travelled to Poland for the match with Kiev tomorrow, but possibly maybe he'll be fit should Rangers get past Kiev for the next round. And today saw the draw for that playoff round being drawn, and Rangers, should they get past Dynamo Kyiv, will face the winner of the tie between FC 20, who obviously Rangers have just taken their captain Robin Proper from, and they took Sam Lammers in the other direction, and FC Salzburg of Austria. So certainly the tie that was more favourable, I think, to Rangers rather than the winner of the Lille versus Fenerbahce tie, but still very difficult. And you would imagine the winner of the 20 Salzburg tie, again, would have been fancying playing Rangers in this one as well, as the riches of the Champions League are very much in focus. And it was something that was mentioned today in Philippe Clement's press conference held in Poland ahead of the Kiev match tomorrow about transfer targets and budgets and the demands on whether or not Rangers manage to qualify for the Champions League and whether or not that brings them more riches and the ability to do business on a higher level. And of course, that is the aim that he mentioned, that not only does it allow Rangers to bring in a higher quality of player, but it also means that the players will get paid more as well in terms of bonuses and wages. So it's an arena that Rangers very much want to be in, and they've now got 4 games, 2 against Kiev and then against either 20 or Salzburg. And both of those sides, I think, present Rangers with an opportunity to try and get through. I think Salzburg have got a fairly inexperienced squad. They've lost a few players over the summer, and you would like to think that 20 are probably a team that are very much kind of on Rangers level, not certainly at the top tier like PSV Eindhoven were last season. And you would imagine that one, should it be 20 that they play, will very much be a 50-50, and someone like Sam Lammers will be going into that game looking with a bit of a point to prove. But Robin Proper on the other side, and he's a player that we can hopefully expect to see in action tomorrow in Poland against Dynamo Kyiv. In the press conference today, Philippe Clement mentioning that he has had a full pre-season. He is fit. He's ready to go. He's had a few days since his arrival in Glasgow sorting out personal matters with regards to visas and homeschooling and all that sort of stuff. But he is fit and he's ready to go. And I think given the display from Ben Davies in particular at Tynecastle at the weekend, for me it would be a massive shock if Robin Propert is not elevated into the starting lineup for the game tomorrow. Although interestingly, the players' representative at the press conference this evening was Leon Balogun, and I think Balogun did very well when he came on at Tynecastle on Saturday. A bit of experience steadying the ship, using his kind of pace and experience, and able to see Rangers through the game at the weekend and get the point, which certainly no one was wanting, but certainly better than a defeat at this stage of the season like we saw 12 months ago at Kilmarnock. One player who saw some action today for the B team was Ianis Hagi. Played 45 minutes in a bounce game for the B team against Middlesbrough, a game that finished 4-3 to Rangers. Hagi played the first half in that game, and in the press conference tonight, Philippe Clement was asked about Ianis Hagi's future, obviously heavily linked with a move back to Italy and Fiorentina, which we reported on last week. And as much as that deal has yet to be completed, it's very much expected that Ianis Hagi will be leaving Rangers in this window, and that was something that both the player and the players' representatives made clear to Rangers that was the wish of the player to happen this summer, that he wanted to move on from Rangers and find a new challenge in a new club. And it's for Niels Coppen and Rangers to now find the team that are going to maximise the return for Ianis Hagi, who obviously had a decent summer out with Romania at the Euros and is still someone under contract for a couple of years that can still command a fairly decent transfer fee. I imagine in the region of around about €3 million Rangers will be looking to try and recoup for Ianis Hagi, and alongside money for Todd Cantwell, who very much remains available for transfer as well, may well allow Rangers some flexibility in the transfer market. And the likes of Albin Rahmani and Umar Nias, who are two players that have been very much linked over the course of the summer, names that aren't going away, and the Rahmani link in particular has been very prominent again over the last 48 hours. Rapid Bucharest very much looking for in the region of around about €6 million plus add-ons for Rahmani to move out of Romania, and Rangers still accredited with an interest in that striker. My understanding that for that to happen, Rangers would be looking to try and move on a striker, probably Cyril Dessers, who didn't have his best day in Edinburgh at the weekend, but will certainly be looking to lead the line tomorrow night in Poland. Full coverage of that massive Champions League qualifier here on the Fourth Official, both here on YouTube and on our Patreon channel, and we've got plenty of subscribers on both platforms. So all the coverage for the game tomorrow with myself and Mitch post-match on Patreon, and we'll also be here pre-match to give you a little bit of a preview once those team lines drop. 7 o'clock kickoff tomorrow in Poland. The game will be streamed live for viewers outside of the UK on Rangers TV. In the UK, it's on Premier Sports, announced today, so plenty of opportunity for you to catch the match. 7 p.m. kickoff here in the UK for that one. I'll speak to you tomorrow. Thanks for watching. Goodbye.